45, can you want to invite info for you? Have a couple things there.
Copy that, then we get you released out of here, back up. Yeah, firm, and I'm just going to kind of be in the posture of available on scene if you're good with it for the next start.
Yeah, I'm good with it. Hey, Bird, I see from Battalion 10. Command.
Yeah, 10, go ahead for Bird, I see.
Hey, Perry, I'm walking to you.
Yeah, copy. I think you probably can go available. I don't think we're going to need you.
Yeah, that's the firm. It looks that way. Looks like everything you have knocked down over here.
For now, that last message for Mandeville was for Task Force 1054.
Okay, copy that. Yeah, I may take my strike team over to, Entrada and PCH for fuel.
Copy. Once you're fueled up, let us know, and then we may have to redirect you to a different location.
1055, copy.
Task Force 1054, Battalion 17 from Operations on command.
Yeah.
.119, Cram. Come on, 5-1. Stand by.
One copy, canceling air squad, going ground AV. Copter 15, you copy.
15, we copy, shows quarters, NAO, thanks.
Ops from Task Force 1045, we're refueled and ready for reassignment.
This road, we're going to stand by until we get one. Engine 82 is working on that for us.
Squad 32, copy.
32.
Squad 32, copy. We'll start an engine up there. 82, LA.
151.
151, stand by 1. Truck 82, go ahead. Truck 82, LA.
Traffic for Truck 82.
Truck 82, what's the status of what's going on so we can try to get somebody up there for you?
Multiple homes, fully involved. It's working its way down the mountain to a bunch of other homes. I would say it's possible for 10 homes to be impacted. In Skyview Drive, yes, there's one house fully involved. There's another house looks like it's about to start. And we have fire backing down.
Chalk 8, you copy.
Coming off of Kenaloa. Driving time.
Okay, copy that. If you can have them report to Skycrest and Park Vista Drive and get me on B13.
Operations Division Mike, I'm sending you engine 151.
Park Vista.
Hey, affirmative in operations, I copy you and get an engine 151.
From Battalion 61, I'm a couple minutes out.
For engine 97.
Sit in.
Copy that, Division Zulu.
That is the only fuel tender we have assigned to the incident. We have no others available in Trata and PCH. Alright, Sierra copies.
Engine 151 when you got a minute.
51, good.
Okay, we just pulled up to Altadena, the 1522, multiple houses on fire. We're going to be committed to this. Do you have a comp plan that if you put us on the incident on is?
And it's just showing on scene now. Do you have engine 29 and engine 32 on scene with you?
Yeah, affirm. They're on scene work.
Copy. Do you want to keep 91 since they're now arrived?
Negative, you can cancel.
Copy. Canceling engine 91, engine 152. Engine 91, engine 152, you're canceled from the burn incident. Go available on your geographic trail.
152, copy, cancel. With 2 injured members, Wellington 800 to Fire Station 23.
Copy 1055. You've got 2 injured members at Fire Station 23. Extent of the injury and priority.
1 eye injury, male. 1 inhalation injury, male.
ALS or BLS rescue?
BLS rescues, we requested earlier, but we couldn't stay up where we were at, so we're all at 23s now, 1055 at 23s.
Yeah, copy that. You should have been getting rescue 92 to your location.
Roger, just redirect them here.
Engine 151.
Staging.
Yeah, 1055. Staging is at PCH at the beach parking lot. But we may be redeploying your resource standby.
Available, and I'm ready to copy strike team.
Copy, you have 9140 Charlie
9210 Charlie, 1402 Alpha, 1422 Alpha, 1109 Alpha, 1112 Alpha, 1130 Alpha, 1141 Foxtrot.
Copy.
Alpha, and we were told to report to station.
Copy that. If there's no need for you in Alpha anymore, stand by for an assignment.
210 Charlie, 9140 Charlie. So far, I believe only 9210 Charlie and 9140 Charlie are the strike units that have checked in.
We're about 1 mile south of Eaton Canyon, directly down from Altadena Drive. It's unbelievable how this fire has spotted a mile away, and not only spotted enough to catch, you know, shrubs and bushes and trees on fire, but to fully engulf a home here. Just across the street here, there was another home that had fire burning right up to the backyard. And if you look to the left here, I don't even know what that is that's on fire, but it looks like it could be potentially another structure. It looks like something up there was burning too. So kind of all around us here now, we're seeing that this fire has spread from Altadena down to Pasadena in this residential area with a bunch of trees and a bunch of homes packed in here, and it is burning right through them. And on the other side of these homes here, I think there might be 2 other homes behind at Del Rey and Woodland here in Pasadena, and then there's a preschool behind it. And we were hearing from another photographer just a couple of moments ago who's walked down there that those might be on fire at this point too, and if not, the flames are very close to it. We're just going to walk down the street a little bit here without getting too close, and watch out for the fire hose here, Chris. I want to trip you. But the winds are just blowing so fast out here tonight. You can see like how the flames are just being pushed down like a blowtorch out here. It's really carrying embers super far away, and it's even the homes here that are in good condition right now have a lot of embers just burning up through the dry brush in front of their homes. You can see all of the black smoke that's just billowing off of this thing. Just unbelievable that this is happening in Pasadena. You know, and you can hear these explosions. I don't know if that's propane tanks or something that someone's storing on their properties here. We're going to go around the corner just a little bit here, if we can, Chris. You can see that there are fire trucks here, and they do have hose line pulled out in front of some of these homes, but there's not anything they can do when the wind is pushing the flames with this much intensity. You know, I don't think the hose is going to do anything at this point. It's really no match for the flames we have. I don't think we can walk down that way because the fire is laying down too much over the road now here, but it does look like there might be another structure down the road just behind this home that might be catching fire at this point too.
Literally a car trying to turn gateway.
So it looks like at least
like 10 feet.
For sure this home on fire, and maybe another 1 or 2 behind it. Again, Del Rey and Woodland in Pasadena. And this is maybe half a mile down the street from where we had crews evacuating over 100 people from a senior center, you know, in the middle of the evening out here, pushing them down the street in hospital beds with little blankets on and trying to keep them as comfortable as possible. But it's so cold out here and there's so much smoke. And, you know, they're just sitting in the middle of a 7-Eleven parking lot trying to figure out where to put them. And like Mike mentioned earlier, the city of Pasadena has been working all night long to do what they can to come together and help these people. They were loading those seniors onto Pasadena transit buses, in ambulances. They were, there's a big cloud of smoke coming at us. They even put them in a Pasadena SWAT vehicle at one point, and they were taking them to the Pasadena Convention Center, which sounds like where they have an evacuation shelter set up at this point. This is just one of the neighborhoods we're seeing a home burn down. You know, we heard in Sierra Madre they have more evacuations there. Altadena, it sounds like maybe closer to Eaton Canyon, they had a structure on fire there. So with the winds expected to pick up overnight, starting, you know, at 10 o'clock and then moving into even 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, this thing is still raging like this, you can have embers from this home carry right across the streets where these firefighters are and spark something else. So I think it looks like they're probably trying to stay to the south of this and protect these homes now a little bit south of this home that's on fire, so they can prevent those embers from sparking something much larger. But I mean, look over this way, how black this is down the road. There's definitely something else burning down that way too. We're gonna come back just a little bit. Thank you. Yeah, you could hear someone's fire alarm going off on their building right now. You just hope that everybody got out of their houses over here a while ago when they were told to evacuate, and they're not trying to hunker down inside still, because look, even over to the right of us here, look at all these little embers blowing in front of this house here. You know, it doesn't look like they have a ton of dry vegetation on the ground. It looks like a lot of succulents and stuff that hopefully retain water and won't burn and help it catch onto the home here. But this is what it looks like in a lot of neighborhoods. So this has got to be really scary for homeowners watching this on TV, knowing that they live right nearby, and you know, one of their neighbors' homes here across the street from us is on fire tonight. It's just blowing me right over too. It's really gusty out here.
This is crazy.
Yeah, just incredibly sad and dramatic pictures that you're showing us tonight, Nicole. It is unbelievable that you're standing in the middle of Pasadena and that is happening right now. You know, we're not used to that. We're not used to seeing that in the suburbs or here in Southern California alone. When we talk about Santa Ana winds, Pat, I mean, that is, of course, you know, something that we occur often here in Southern California. That's one of the most common weather patterns that we talk about here.
But we think about coastal areas, even from Malibu, unfortunately, to Orange County. But inland is a very different story. And that's with this particular fire. We are looking at flames. You and I have been watching this, Susie, as Nicole was talking. Those flames, the winds were blowing so hard, the flames were just blowing horizontally.
Okay.
And which you could tell, that's why those embers were blowing on the ground. Sure. And that also sets fires so close to the ground. You know, you think sometimes we're used to seeing brush fires, it goes from canyon to canyon, rooftop to rooftop, but this could present a lot of damage, as we are seeing even from where those flames are located. And unfortunately, you know, this is a picture in Eaton Canyon, but we also have fires that are burning into Santa Monica. And when I heard the location in San Vicente, I mean, there are buildings over there as well. Sure. So that's something very, very different that we are seeing tonight. And again, this is a historic fire. The thing is, we still have
Fire
our
25
firefighters out
is
there
your
fighting this
attack channel.
That's right.
Branch
And
1.
we have flames raging all over, as we've been talking about.
1045
the
covered.
speed of the fire just unreal. It's almost like the 10 o'clock hour. We said it just as soon. It's like cue the winds once again, as meteorologists like Jenny Roberti has been telling us about.
And it looks like flames were just blowing over a building. And our Lori Perez is live on PCH in Malibu, where we have seen just some of the momentous events that have happened just behind you all evening long, Laura.
You know, I've been doing this job for a while, and I cannot believe what I have seen tonight in Malibu. You know, Mike Rogers was talking about the people who are walking to Duke's Malibu. We've been hearing about that too, so we were trying to get up there, but we could not even get up there because the fire was so intense. We didn't want to get through it. In fact, before I go back more into that story, let me show you what is happening right across the street.
Branch 5, just want to make sure you know too is
I think we are not in a good situation here.
Working
in the last couple of
Fire
seconds,
22.
when I was waiting for you to toss to me, that just really started to flare up. You can see the tremendous amount of embers that are now
if you need
in
to go,
the air all around us.
If you need to go.
Mojo, what do you think?
Okay, we're going to let our Lord Perez get out of there. We have seen this happen on a number of occasions throughout the night. Those flames getting dangerous. It's already hard to breathe. You can imagine. We've watched our folks out there not being able to actually see, even with their goggles on. And a number of times, I don't want to say close calls and sounding dramatic, but we have seen some pretty close encounters. So we're going to go back to another one of our team of reporters, Tom Waite. He's been on the fire lines all evening long. You're covering the Palisades fire as well, where buildings are
from strike team.
So Tom, where are you and what are we looking at?
If 55, go ahead.
Sure. I'm on Sunset Boulevard, not far from Tabasco Canyon Road, and you could just take a look.
Where was that
building
location
is
for fuel?
fully engulfed. This is a building we showed you earlier in the
Entrada
evening.
and Sunset.
Firefighters were doing all they could to get a handle on it. It appears they've kind of
copy
just
that.
given up
Entrada,
a bit on it. They do have a couple engines here on scene, but earlier they had ladders here. I would just, based on what I'm seeing here, maybe they're just letting this burn out based on the fact that the building just seems to be a complete
Illegal
loss.
for operations.
The fire just devouring this apartment building.
Operations, we're getting a report.
Just down the street,
Engine 269
embers.
is at Skyhawk and
Debris
Hawksmith.
falling now.
Skyhawk and Hawksmith.
It's just
Structures
this
are
night is
affected
just,
by fire
it's
on the hillside.
unbelievable
We
what
weren't sure
seeing.
if this
And
was
now
an
the wind is
area.
shifting, and the heat from the fire, and
Yeah, LA operations at Engine 269, that is LA City or LA County.
I can't even describe it, guys. It's so intense.
LA County.
You guys, you can probably see all those embers blowing out of the building, and they are.
Skyhawk and Hawksmith. Skyhawk, Hawksmith.
They are blowing across the street
into
the buildings, and you have to worry about the attic and the other buildings that could be affected by all
We
of
have,
this debris and
Division Foxtrot in that location. They're aware.
We have these jackets on. You've probably seen a lot of us wearing these yellow jackets. They look like fire jackets. They are. The reason why we have them is so if when the embers do hit us, there's a chemical on these jackets that protects us, but that doesn't help when it hits the back of your neck. But it just, the scope of this is just so intense. We're also not far from where Palisades High School is, and that also was burning. We don't know the extent of it. We don't know how much was burned. And that's someone driving through, perhaps someone who decided to evacuate way later than they should have. We don't see a lot of civilian traffic right now. These are all closed roads.
829 and 810 pushing around.
And you can hear part of the building, pieces of the building collapsing there. But so we're not far from Palisades High School. That parts of that burn. We don't know the extent of the damage.
1045.
This is also the same area where a number of people are trying to flee from their cars earlier today. And they had to abandon them. And then a bulldozer had to come through later and push them off to the side of the road. We also saw other fires. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, there's just more and more of this building coming down. You have to wonder if the structure itself is safe after the fire has burned here so long. Yeah, I think we're going to move. There's so much smoke blowing at us. I can barely breathe, and I don't want to get hit by any more embers. So I'm just send it back to you, Pat.
Palisades Metro.
Some safety, whether you're in the truck or further away from this particular building, because Susie and I are just watching it be demolished. This is falling apart for our very eyes, and it's so very sad to see, because even less than an hour ago, the building didn't look like that. But as Tom said, as he was standing there, the winds shift, and they've been shifting all night long, giving you a false sense of promise that, okay, maybe in the clear, maybe we're okay. But you can't do that. Can't let your guard down. And unfortunately, that's what some of those people did that ended up at Duke's Malibu with those injuries.
Roger. Meteorologist Danny Berti is standing by with a look at conditions right now. And next to her is the Eaton fire.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about conditions at both of those fires, but also just what we're seeing all across Southern California. I know this is a very difficult night for so many families and communities here in Southern California. So we're going to show you what we're seeing right now and what happens next. We're in that window for the strongest winds. These are just numbers, but when you see our reporters out there, you can see how incredibly erratic, powerful, and strong these winds are. We're talking gusts nearing 60 miles per hour in many areas. We've seen gusts close to 90 miles per hour this evening, and they could very well strengthen going into tonight. 59 mile per hour winds through Burbank, Simi Valley, it has strengthened. 65 mile per hour winds there, 60 mile per hour winds through Malibu, and even through those areas that that don't normally get in on the San Andreas. That's what makes this really unusual and rare for us. Pasadena, Altadena, where we have the Eaton fire burning. We've got gusts between 50 to 60 miles per hour. It's blustery through the Inland Empire into Inland Orange County. But the big focus right now, it's going to be the San Fernando Valley, the San Gabriel Valley, the Santa Monica Mountains. So let me zoom you into a couple different areas. Here's a look at the conditions where the Eaton fire is currently burning. We are looking at gusts up to 60 miles per hour right now, sustained winds of 33 miles per hour. This is unusual in this area. And on top of that, it is very, very dry here. And now I want to zoom you in to where the Palisades fire is burning, close to 60 miles per hour right now. So the window for the strongest winds, it's right now all the way up to around 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So this is a big window for us where we're seeing these winds ramping up just a little bit as we get closer to dawn. But there's going to be a lot of these areas that don't normally get in on these really strong gusty winds. So this is a look at our wind futurecast. I want to take a step out of the way because I do want to zoom you in on some key areas. This is going to walk us through hour by hour when we see the strongest winds and when they finally move out of here. So here's a look at around midnight. So in just the next couple of hours, you can see some strong winds developing right there through Simi Valley. The 210 corridor is going to be a big concern. San Fernando over towards Pasadena, Altadena getting in on the potential for some gusts between 50 to 70 miles per hour. You see that through La Cañada, Flint Ridge. We've got this over through the Inland Empire as well. So as I bring you over, Rancho Cucamonga close to this, up through the mountains, of course. Now, what we could see tonight are some breaking mountain waves. What happens with these, we could get gusts hitting the ridges of the San Gabriel Mountains, and then they kind of break through and drop into some of our foothill communities. So we could see pockets of 80 to 100 mile per hour gusts. That's what's going to make this difficult going into tonight. So here's a look at 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning. Those purples are indicating the strongest winds. 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're going to actually see a little surge of winds right there through downtown Los Angeles into Inglewood, over towards Torrance into Santa Monica. We're continuing to see that through the Palisades. I'm going to zoom us back out because once we get to tomorrow morning, we're going to see a little surge in.
Before starting my journey at WGU, I transferred from a community college. It kind of gave me the chance to get my foot on in the door, and I didn't have as many credits to finish at WGU. So it just gave me that flexibility to be able to do my courses whenever.
Learn more now.
To be breezy out there, but we're expecting high wind warnings to expire, and then another little surge, not completely out of the woods, but another surge in winds Thursday afternoon going into Thursday evening. High wind warnings, they are with us until 6 o'clock Wednesday evening. So aside from the fire danger, these winds can do a lot more. Back in 2011 with the big winds that moved through Pasadena, 80 mile per hour gusts, we saw so many trees down. So that's a possibility with the winds this strong. Down trees, down power lines, possible power outages. So especially first thing tomorrow morning, if you're getting out there on the roads, getting off to work, please be extra careful. We may see some damage through the roadways, and already National Weather Service has had so many damage reports through the San Gabriel Valley and also the San Fernando Valley. This is unusual for us to see a high wind warning that blankets most of Southern California. I mean, we're no stranger to this. We get the Santa Ana winds, and yes, we do get high wind warnings, but we're not used to seeing widespread winds of this magnitude. So that's what makes this very odd for us. And then on top of that, we've been talking about the fire danger. I mean, we're seeing it out there right now. And what's so hard is that these embers that you're seeing on the side of your screen, I mean, they can fuel or they can fan out miles away to help start other fires, and they can move quickly, and it can be very unpredictable with these gusty winds. So we've got strong winds, low humidity, fire danger is elevated going into the next 24 hours. Now, typically this time of the year, we're not really concerned with red flag warnings. We don't normally see them in January, and that's because we normally get enough rain by now where that's all mitigated. But so far this season, downtown Los Angeles, we've only seen 2/100 of an inch of rain as of tomorrow for downtown LA. This is going to mark our driest start to winter since 1964. So that plays a big part in this. It's not just the winds, but vegetation is so dry out there that's why this fire danger is so elevated and so critical. Coming up, we're going to talk about the air quality alerts because we're seeing a lot of smoke out there. We'll break that down for you to make sure you feel prepared going into tomorrow. Pat, Susie?
All right, Danny, thank you so much. And let's get back to Mike Rogers now on the desk.
And Mike, you've got a lot of new information for us, lots to get to.
Yeah, I do. And I want to start out with evacuation areas that we've been talking about here. And this is the one in the Palisades fire, because every time we look at the map, really, it is expanding and getting further. The current concern that we've been listening to, and first of all, I want to point out, you can tell where firefighters are kind of more concerned based on what's voluntary and based on what's mandatory. And every time they add an evacuation area to the west, it's been mandatory. The ones that are still voluntary up here in Calabasas, that hasn't really changed. But the Mandeville Canyon area, as we continue to listen to the fire radios and them doing their work, they're growing increasingly worried about Mandeville Canyon. So that is why the Mandeville Canyon area is all under a mandatory evacuation right now. And I want to zoom in here because I want to show you some of these streets in these communities that are under evacuations, mandatory evacuations, and you've got a lot of them. Mandeville Canyon Road, and we're back into this situation just like we were this morning, where you've got these canyon roads that are one way in and one way out, and that is so dangerous, and that is what ultimately caused such issues in the Palisades area, because people didn't leave necessarily right when they were told to, or it took them a while, what have you, and then cars got trapped, people got blocked, had to run on foot, cars got bulldozed out of the way. So that's what they want to avoid. So the Mandeville Canyon area, Westridge Road, Chelan Road, if you're in any of these areas, you should be evacuated. Now, there are a list of school closures as well, and one that just came in that I wanted to tell you about is the Glendale schools. They shut down all of their schools. They're not even any, I mean, they're near Pasadena where the fire is, but they're not in a fire area, correct? Yeah, got smoke and wind and all those other concerns that they're talking about. Now, one of the things that we saw today that was remarkable in the Palisades fire, we talked about how people had to get out and run on foot. Well, an independent photographer actually was driving through the fire area and talked about that happening on her dash camera. Take a look.
Hey, get in the car. Oh my God.
Dude, this is insane right here. I saw this earlier. Get in the car.
Get in the car in the back.
Fire station 70.
That is crazy.
And you can hear Brandy, that's Brandy, one of the independent photographers.
Copy, I'm en route to you right now. Also,
conversation went on
trying to get a hold of you on Fire 7.
She said she had to leave her house, and that's all she had. You see her hands. She was running down the street with fire on both sides of her. Brandy continuously talking to her, telling her, asking her where she needs to go as she approaches this intersection. Really dramatic stuff, and that was the scene for most of the day, and is still the scene right now. I told you at the top of this newscast, a source telling me that people are coming out of the hillside that didn't evacuate and ending up at Duke's Malibu with burns all over them. LAFD confirms they've had multiple burn patients show up there at Duke's Malibu that they're now trying to assess and treat. Earlier today as well, our Jonathan Vigliotti, a CBS News correspondent, also got caught in the flames.
Come on, guys. We gotta go. Yeah. Come on, get in the car.
And you can hear as they kind of run back to their truck.
1075 outbound command.
Again, Jonathan Vigliotti with the CBS News crew up there earlier today.
1075 go for operation.
So the fire continues to burn. We're still dealing with situations
1075 Alpha. I have an engine down
it's just been really a rough day for everybody, and it's not
Jacone
any better
with an RA that's looking for a
patient. Continue to look
patient.
at all of the video that's coming into the newsroom.
Right about that, Mike, and good time, obviously, to tell people if you still have power.
Rescues that are responding there, they should be responding to Fire Station 23. I believe they're reporting to 1055. They have two
and so
patients,
many
if that is correct. What rescue
areas.
do
A
you have there?
vast amount of people are without power. We know that, but also their internet service is down. So you have an opportunity to charge your phone, even if you have to do it in the car.
Exactly, while you can.
Yeah,
this
right.
is supposed to last until tomorrow, so be warned, folks, right now that, you know, we are still expecting, hopefully not, but we should be bracing for anything that could happen in the overnight hours.
And make sure if you can to call your school districts down. Might just talk to the Glendale School District.
Yeah, both members have been
school closures tomorrow.
picked up by the
So
rescue.
hopefully you can call. I'm sure they'll have some kind of information on a
1055, copy that. Both patients have been picked up by the
And
rescues.
certainly in the area that we have been watching all night long, where fires,
Rescue
and I'm going to
56
say
from
fires
operation.
because we've seen them explode late tonight, really since 6:30 p.m. in the Eaton Canyon area.
That's right. Evacuation orders are underway, even as east as Sierra Madre. Let's go live now to our Nicole Comstock, live in Pasadena, once again, where homes are burning tonight. Nicole.
Yeah, Susie and Pat, this is just a
It's
really heartbreaking
crazy.
example of how blowing embers from a wildfire can absolutely destroy a neighborhood. We're on Del Rey at the corner of Woodland here in Pasadena. When we first got here about maybe 35, 40 minutes ago, this home was completely destroyed. Now you can see across Woodland here, there's another home that has caught fire. That's black smoke billowing off the top of it, so we know that's a structure.
Yeah, Rescue 560, we were supposed to be picking up a patient from 1055 at Fire Station 23. Both patients have already been picked up. You can report back to staging.
This condo complex that caught fire because embers from the home behind us were blowing in the wind across the street here. And now there's at least two of these big buildings here that are on fire.
Task Force 1045.
Which is so heartbreaking. We're seeing firefighters do have hose being pulled out in these neighborhoods, but they can't really do anything because the wind is basically laying these flames down on top of homes and condos like a blowtorch, and hose isn't really going to do anything against that. So once it goes up, that's pretty much it.
That is correct. We've got branch 1 here in the command post.
I think a little bit farther away from the flames where they know that they actually can put in the work to protect them. And we are also seeing firefighters that, going through this condo complex here and just making sure that no one's still inside the properties here. You have to hope that everybody, heard about these evacuation orders and got out.
Yeah, right now we need you at Mandeville Canyon as a lookout, and then just the time for impact for fire in that direction.
It really only takes like a little ember going in underneath the tile on a roof or going into a little
life hazard only. Get the people out. Don't bother with structure defense. Get the people out. 91, copy.
Probably on fire before you start to see the flames here. So, gosh, you can see this black smoke. It just almost looks like a
life hazard only. People are trying to get out.
Black smoke.
Just assist them getting out. Get them evacuated.
Just to give you a little bit of perspective on how close we are to Eaton Canyon. We're not super close. We're actually about a mile
ID on
away
time
from
of impact
Eaton Canyon,
when you make it there.
190-acre natural preserve area where this fire started at about 6 o'clock this evening. So the fire was spotted a mile away from that area. And this is crazy because this is a residential area in Pasadena with lots of homes and condos packed in, lots of businesses. If you want to take a look at this video
go ahead
here,
with priority traffic
just
for operations.
a couple of minutes here, we saw all of these senior citizens, over 100
I
of
need
them,
a
couple of
RA
hours ago, who had to be
immediate
evacuated
need
from
for
two
civilians
different
down.
facilities
it's going to be
just
on
up the street on
PCH, just
Altadena
west
Avenue
of
in Washington.
Big Rock.
They were essentially pushed across the street in the middle of the night in their
Maybe
hospital
already right
beds,
there
and
at the
they were
at the 5
kind
and
of
the
corralled
14
in
split.
a parking lot, a 7-Eleven parking lot with the McDonald's right across the street.
We just
main
crossed
streets
Balboa
there,
and
Altadena
Foothill. It's past
and
Balboa
Washington and
now,
Pasadena.
headed
They had
north.
to wait there for maybe 45 minutes or an hour
Get ready
until
to do evacs in your district. Let me know when it jumps to 5 and the 14 split.
police, all of the workers at the senior center pulled all of their resources together, and they figured out how to get them out of there. They had to stick them on Pasadena transit buses.
still more IC from
Some
engine
people
28.
left in
We're
their
going to be
wheelchairs,
coming
moving
right
on
behind
to a
engine 18
Pasadena
and
SWAT vehicle. And they were
We're gonna
taken to
do
the
the same
Pasadena
in,
Convention Center. So
north.
that's the main evacuation shelter they're working with
Yeah, our
right
objective
now.
is to keep it
If you're not
east
familiar
of
with
the
the
5
area
and
so
the
much,
14
Pasadena
split.
and
Don't let it
Altadena are
jump
like
into
right back
18th
to back.
district.
So
This is going to be
a fire of
difficult
this
to
magnitude
do.
starting in Altadena, people are evacuated there.
If we
Pasadena
can even do
is
that.
going to
But let
jump
me
in
know
with
if
all
it
the
jumps to
resources
5
they
and the
have so
14
that
split
these
right there.
cities
And
help.
if it jumps,
We've
we'll
seen
make
not only the
Fire
city
Station
helping
18
people, but
branch
other
2.
people coming out here to help their neighbors.
Direct
Talked to
copy.
one
We'll advise
gentleman
of the
earlier.
jump.
He said he busted out the window on his friend's apartment complex to make sure that he could
Or
get her out. And he
Joe
said she
Cruz
didn't know
3A, clear of the
fire was
Palisades
burning
incident.
behind it at the time.
Attach us to the incident 91.
Probably, gosh, look at the flames coming off this
3A,
condo right here. I'm
Roger.
sure there are other people
We'll
that
attach
didn't
incident
know that the fire was this close to
3294,
them, and
channel
so
8.
probably they heard the fire alarm next door and came
Copy, channel
outside
8,
and saw
tech
this.
13,
But
Superintendent
it's
4 will
just
be with them as well.
unbelievable. And we know that this fire exploded because the vegetation's so dry right now, and we have these incredible winds. So
46, stop.
just expecting to see more of this get worse overnight, you guys.
So much, Nicole. We're going to get a reset now at just after 10:30, actually 10:32 here on KCAL News at 10. We have fires burning in Pasadena. Flames from the Altadena fire that Nicole was just talking about have spread to the corner of Del Rey and Woodland Street, right down from the street from where
were you the one having a brake problem?
dozens of people. You're looking at those pictures there. They are at a senior center, or they were evacuated from a senior center late tonight.
Also new at 10:30, the Palisades fire has moved into Malibu tonight. Evacuation warnings for this fire now stretching into Calabasas, Malibu, Brentwood, and Santa Monica. More than 10,000 homes.
Understand you were going to refuel. Let me know when you're done with that, and we'll have an assignment for you.
The extreme winds have been toppling trees. We have new pictures just in of a large down tree on Cahuenga Boulevard and Toluca Lake.
Going to be attending Lopez Canyon right now, so go ahead and have that unit. So Red Rock continue on the project. If anything changes, we'll let you know.
And we have much more new at 10:30. Mike
Good
Rogers
copy.
on the desk.
32, you guys copy direct.
Susie, what's happening right now, there are two new fires burning. One in both of them in the San Fernando Valley, one in the Sylmar area, one in the Sun Valley area. I want to start with the one in the Sun Valley area. Come on my computer here and I'll show you that. This started as a commercial fire off the side of the 5 freeway at Lankershim Boulevard. It then spread to brush. So that is what the situation is. This is video from the Citizen app that is currently burning. Now, there is a second new fire that is happening off the 210 freeway and Yarnell. I'm going to pull this over to my screen because I want to show you this. This is a very grainy Alert California camera. It's all I've got at the moment to show you. We do have a crew headed that way, but you can see the fire on the hillside there. For reference there, this is right behind Olive View Medical Center. This was first reported in CHP. I'm reading the CHP log. First of all, they're closed. Looks like portions of the 210. Let me just get back to this really quickly here. But yeah, Foothill Boulevard and Yarnell is where it came in. There was a report of a fire in this location. That's the camera you're looking at here. A large fire started above Olive View Medical is what a 911 call reported to CHP. Another caller called in and said the fire was moving quickly and towards the freeway. Another caller called in and said that they thought they saw a power line explode on the side of the mountain, and now it's on fire. And another person, and actually a unit called in. They have visual of the fire. They say from the southbound 5 of the 14. That CHP unit reported to their dispatch center that the whole mountainside was on fire. Again, this is the 210 at Yarnell. This is a new fire. Another CHP unit reporting there is heavy smoke across the 210 freeway at Yarnell. Another unit there reporting that the fire is coming up to houses on Yarnell at the 210. I don't remember what year it was, but there was a fire that burned in this exact same area. And if I remember correctly, started at the 210 at Yarnell. It was before COVID. Burned up into the hillsides, jumped the 5, came into the Porter Ranch area, and then moved over to the west. And
We're
it
at
may have
the
been
first house at the
2018,
bottom of
somewhere
Yarnell.
around there,
Have you guys
2018,
started
2019,
evacuating?
after the
Just
Woolsey
working your way
fire.
up.
But that is in now the exact same area. So now we're dealing with yet another fire. We're going to work to get some better images than this, but this is what I have right now for you.
From engine 28, the fire has not jumped the 514 freeway
and
yet.
Yarnell
We
Boulevard.
are at
CHP
Nicholas
is on
Drive.
scene. Fire department is on scene as
And
well.
we are starting
another
evacuation.
very not good situation for where this fire
right
is
on
started.
Nicholas Drive. The fire is going to be to us in about
Right, Tom.
probably
We've
5
got so
minutes.
much to talk about tonight, and that was just new reporting from Mike Rogers. But, you know, we're going to go back to that the Palisades Malibu fire where we've been watching Tom Waite all night long, reporting from different spots there, and they all seem to be just as bad.
Tom, what is the situation now? Has it gotten worse?
Get into Saddle Ridge.
Gosh, you guys, it's just bad. I mean, it's just sustained, bad, awful. I don't even know. Those are the words right now. It's a really ugly situation. We're on Tabasco Canyon right now. Just
How many houses have you guys evacuated down here at the very start of Yarnell?
It looks like that's a home burning just in the distance.
We have 9 Yarnell. We only have Saddle Ridge Road.
That's what it looks like.
Yarnell all the way up to Saddle Ridge Road.
Really, as we turn more, Greg, to the side of the road here.
Repeat that last message.
That's where it's pretty clear. There's at least one structure.
We still need to evacuate Yarnell all the way up to Saddle Ridge Road.
Just
north
fire
Yarnell.
Everywhere, and it's the wind.
Roger that. Sylmar IQ from Mission 87 on tack.
You know, a few minutes ago on that apartment fire, and
go for Sylmar IQ.
Even with goggles, I had so much soot
And just
in
so you
my
know,
eyes.
for SA, Engine 87 started at where the folks start at the bottom of Yarnell. We're working our way up to the fire side, heading towards 91.
Taking the pressure of all of this.
I copy.
And
it'll
just,
be,
you know,
that's all you're going to get in there. So between 91s, 87s, and 81s, that's all you're going to get. I got to move on to the next area.
I really don't, in my 11 years here at KCBS KCAL, I can't remember a situation like this where there's just no let up. It just keeps going. and then maybe a few minutes here and there, but these gusts are so strong.
Of you is the street.
They don't stop. And this
Go
is
back
why
down
we
the
are
foothill
where we are.
305.
You know, just down the base of the hill here.
You'll see a complex
there's a little
east of where you're parked right now,
but
305. Copy.
It poses such a threat
Mustang,
because,
Kent, Oak Ridge.
the embers that are blowing
Start
blow up into
evacuating
another
that area.
structure. And that's what the concern is.
Going down the foothill,
You can't
Mustang, Kent, over
situations when you have a windstorm like this. I mean, it's like I've never been in a hurricane.
All right, you got Rescue 91 on
those,
team.
and it feels a little bit like that.
Rescue 91, you're going with 305. Oak Ridge, Mustang,
And I'm just
Kent,
looking
Colt.
down to Mescal.
That whole area
Hotspots,
east
smoldering
of Saddle Ridge
vegetation. I
needs
see
to be
what looks like
evacuated.
at least 2 structures burning.
Rescue 91 copy. Hurry up with 305.
In the coming days of how much has been destroyed.
Gotta go back down the foothill
really
and
mind-boggling.
get to Glen Oaks Boulevard
to
and head
just
north.
sort of drive around and see so many buildings burning and firefighters doing
Acknowledge.
Okay, we're coming back. Yeah, we're coming back to look on this side of Temescal.
And we are working on evacuation in a townhome complex right now.
And yeah, there's just fire everywhere, right? Everywhere you look along this hillside, all you see are
It's a
burning
Foxtrot
vegetation.
from Operations on Command.
I think it's a house. I'm not certain what it is, but it appears to be a home there that's burning.
Foxtrot, can you copy that last transmission?
And it's fully involved and engulfed, and there's still fresh fuel burning in that house. Oh my gosh!
Zero, Darnell are
Like
refusing to
second,
evacuate.
it's blowing at us like 1,000 miles per hour. It feels
Do the best I
amazing.
can.
But you know, it's just lasts for like 2 seconds. And it's
Foxtrot,
back.
I want to make sure we're
So, you know, when you're
protecting
trying
the
to
village
put
and the
fire out,
Palisades
and you're
area.
spraying water on these
Tactical
structures,
maneuvering.
You got to like be right
Not
on
anchoring
top of it,
anybody
right?
in
Because
place.
otherwise the water just blows every which way. So it disperses, especially with the air support.
We need
Obviously, the wind
resources
creates
on
some challenges
immediately.
But then when you try to drop water on top of something and the winds are blowing and you know, these massive gusts, it just blows the water away. So it just presents this exasperating challenge for firefighters who I'm sure are looking at the you know, forecasters and seeing what's being reported, and it must just be mind-numbing to think, how is this going to go on for days? How can we
Branch 1.
how can we do
I'll
this,
go up
right?
there.
I mean, and people who live here, the
All the
evacuees,
resources up there
people
are
who
well
are-
entrenched in
who are
firefighting.
watching all
I don't
this,
think anybody's just going to be able to bust
you know,
loose
how is
to go take care of that.
How can we do this, right? I mean, the good news is
Yeah,
what's so
branch
incredible
one.
about Angelinos, and
That's
I've
priority.
noticed this tonight, it's the kindness
That's
and
from being in
the
homes on fire.
the desire to do
that's
what was right, which was evacuate when firefighters said to do so. People come together, and that is really one of the few silver linings here, right? So taken by talking to people who are scared, obviously, but they did what they needed to do. They got out when they needed to get out, and they're worried for the
Give me,
neighbors or loved
from branch
ones.
1, give me that information again.
Her home in Palisades. She's lived there since the 70s. And another friend
I need you on
said, hey,
Silver
she
Oaks
needed a place to
Drive.
stay, which was so sweet. But you know, I have lots of
And
family here in
Foothill,
town,
and you'll
so
see
she does have a
range
place.
28
But that's the
is
kind of thing
located
that
and
you
start
hear
evacuating
in
that area.
situations.
This is
These
all
emergencies,
this life
people
hazard. We're
reaching
not
out
going to be
saying,
able to
"Look,
put all
I'm
these
gonna help.
instructions out. Copy.
You're not alone." And I love that. That's the one thing you can really like latch onto right now. When you're standing in like a storm of doom that's blowing fire and destruction in every which way around you. You have to hold on to those
branch
moments,
1,
right?
can you
The
text
people
it to
who
me? You're
are
just not
suffering,
coming
but
out
at the
through very
same
clearly
time
right now.
trying to see the best. And,
Yeah, branch 1, copy that.
To see the brighter spots of humanity. So, not to get on my little soapbox,
Stop
but
it,
I
Nicholas.
have to say, in such a
With
dark place, such
evacuation,
terrible stuff going on.
fire's working
I
its
think
way
it's
down
important to
towards
focus
the,
on the amazing
514 split over here. Yeah, I copy. And
out there, Tom, and quite different than when you were in
We're just
Malibu.
trying
We
to
thought
keep
that
it
was something horrific. The Frankfurt fire.
east
Just last
of the
month,
5
Tom,
right
you
there.
were probably in some of the
you'll be
close to the
15,
exact
28, and
location.
18.
And this time, though, what is so heartbreaking to see all the fires, but at
From
the same
engine
time,
28, I wouldn't
one of
bump
the
too
main reasons
many
we know
companies up here where I am right
they
now.
are burning like
It
this
is
is
a
because
small
of the wind,
one way in, one way out
we
street.
are at the
We are working on
mercy
evacs right
of
now. The
weather,
fire is
because
not
we can't have
to us
aircraft
yet,
overhead.
but maybe
Not
those
even
other
just when you
companies
talk
mobile.
about
Right now we're
choppers
handling
flying to
evacs.
drop water, to stop the fire, even the fixed wing
I
that
copy.
dropped
It'll
that
be
marvelous
yeah,
bomb
28103.
that helped
Just stay
stop
right
the
there, and
spread
then
or
I'm
slow
sure
the
the fire's
spread.
going to hit
They're
you
not
here
even
shortly.
able to do that.
Sure.
So right now, this is a situation
Fillmore,
that we haven't been in
Fillmore, I
before.
see
We're
from
sort of left
engine
to
18. We've
just the
evacuated
resources that we
apartment
have on the
building
ground.
at
And even
Balboa
then,
and
caught up
Foothill.
pretty
We've
thin,
proceeded
Susie,
up
but I'm
Foothill.
sure
Looks
our
like the
people
fire's going
are
to be at
staying,
Sierra
let's say our
Highway in the
people,
next 5 to 10
fire
minutes.
department, they're staying on top of this. They're asking anyone who can suit up, who's a firefighter, to please do so. But hopefully, even by tomorrow, we'll even have more help. Perhaps stay, because if we need it, I mean, we have to have it. And that's one thing that we have seen. We come together and we help, our American citizens.
Many different departments, absolutely, already coming together tonight, Pat, with the LA City and the LA County Fire Department.
Battalion 6 is a couple minutes out. I copy 100 acres and running and packing the Hughes County Yard now.
And tonight, the
Can you
residents
confirm whether or not this is also
there are
SRA?
once again because of this fire that has burned clear to Malibu.
Fillmore, I see from Rescue 91, you got Oak Ridge
is standing
Mobile
by
Park
in
being
Malibu
pinched as we
with a
speak.
look at that. Lori.
We have seen an
Rescue 91, repeat.
unbelievable amount of damage in Malibu tonight. In fact, just a little while ago, I actually texted a friend of mine. He's a city leader here in Malibu, and I just said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about what's happening here, because we had just driven down PCH, seeing how much was damaged. In fact, I want to get right to that video that I took just about an hour ago as I was coming down PCH from Duke's Restaurant in Malibu, which is at Los Flores Canyon, and it was house after house after house, building after building after building, just burned. Those are the beachside homes. On the other side of PCH, lots of businesses also burned. People who've been in the area familiar with, the Real Inn, that is gone. The 7-Eleven right near that is gone. The Rosenthal wine patio, that is gone.
Yeah,
It's been
before we
burned
start
to the ground.
moving to the shiny object,
I couldn't
just want to
believe
make
my
sure
eyes as we were driving down PCH.
defending
We
those
couldn't get up to
structures.
Dukes where we understood that there were some people who
hold on
had
one
been
second,
hurt
let me
and
check with
burned, and they were
305.
walking down
305,
to
you gonna
Dukes.
need any
We
help
could
over
not
there?
get to Dukes because the fire was so intense on both sides of the road. It wasn't safe for us to continue going, so we turned around. And again, the extent of the damage in Malibu is really
Sky One spotter
We
glitch.
are here on
Said,
PCH. We're going to come back to
hello.
fire in the
Marino
mobile home park.
and PCH. And behind
No
us up
fire
in the
yet,
hill
but
there, you
I'm
can
here
see
too.
there is a fire that is burning a home there. There's at least 2 other houses up on the streets above. This is an advertising agency. I looked on Google Maps and it says it's called The Many. It's an advertising agency. That building is okay.
Yeah, you gotta
But
stand by for an
behind
Hold
it
on one second.
are street after street after street of houses. And just from where we're standing, we can see 1, 2, 3 at least that are burning. Actually, if I look to the left, I see 4 or 5. So these firefighters are just down here. They're going to try and protect this building should that fire come down. But that will just give you an idea of how much they're dealing with. Because all up and down PCH, in neighborhood after neighborhood, there are houses burning. And in some of those cases, we did not see any engines or firefighters because they really are having to choose where to focus their energies to save what they can save and what is beyond saving. That's how critical and how dynamic this situation is at this point. The wind continues to blow at a very strong clip. Just about 45 minutes ago when we tried to go live,
incident, we're going to
a tree
B5.
erupted in flames very quickly and put us in a lot of danger right at the moment. So we had to skedaddle out of there just for our own safety. But
real quick,
the
we're done
situation
with
continues
evac all the
to
way
evolve
up Yarden
and
Saddle
not in a
Ridge.
good way.
Do you want us to start
Tom
trying to
was
protect
talking
some of these
about
structures?
how perhaps tomorrow will begin to tally
I got more
the
help
damage, and I don't even want to begin to do that because it is going to be so
now to start the structures
much
closer
that
to
we have
you,
lost.
where the freeway
Malibu,
off-ramp is. They
frankly,
look like they
Malibu
were the
is
most
burning
threatened at this time.
tonight. It is burning, guys.
Yeah, we have friends. I'm going to call them by name. former LA County with the medical call. He's also a very, very good friend. I believe he and his wife did get out. I know they were prepared to go, and that's it. You know, after having gone through such devastation just a short time ago, a lot of people weren't paying attention and weren't able to get out, or they, you know, went when they were supposed to. However, Susie, we have seen some incidents tonight, particularly those people at Duke's Malibu who thought that they could ride it out, I guess, and unfortunately, they were injured. Hopefully not seriously, but we do know one firefighter had to go to the hospital.
That's right. Meteorologist Danny Roberti is standing by once again. And Danny, you said the 10 o'clock hour, we would start the peak of the wind event.
Yeah.
We are in the thick of it right now.
Yeah, we are. We are, Susie and Pat. That's what we're seeing right now. Our strongest winds really focus right now until tomorrow morning. So we are in the heart of this event. And we are just continuing to see these relentless winds. It continues, and they are widespread. We've mainly seen gusts between 40 to 80 miles per hour. Actually, 50 to 80 miles per hour is what most areas are focused on. So you can see the strongest winds right now. We've got it through Burbank into Santa Clarita. Now, keep in mind, we're going to see these winds strengthening over the next couple hours until around dawn tomorrow morning. It's strong through the Inland Empire, but it's not as strong as what we're seeing through LA County, through Malibu, through the Santa Monica Mountains, areas where the Palisades fire is burning right now. I want to zoom you in on that area. Look at those purples that you're seeing on your map. This is where we are seeing our strongest wind gusts right now. Burbank has gusts nearing 60 miles per hour. So the San Fernando Valley, big focus for this. And then you can see that through Malibu. These winds, yes, they are coming out of the northeast. They're pushing towards the southwest. But what happens within some of these fires, I know Tom and Lori have been talking about it, is that it almost feels like, in Nicole, the winds are shifting when they're in the midst of it. Sometimes these fires, they create weather of their own within that fire. So that's something that we see as well. So let's take a look at our hourly wind gusts. This is going to give you a good idea of what we're going to see tonight going into early tomorrow morning. The focus is midnight to around 10 o'clock in the morning. Look at Santa Clarita, gusts between 50 to 60 miles per hour. I know this is cut off just a little bit, but you've got Los Angeles and Long Beach included in that. And then you're also seeing Lancaster, Ontario, and Glendale with gusts between 40 to 60 miles per hour tonight into tomorrow morning. So what we're watching for, strongest winds right now through 9 o'clock Wednesday morning. Something else that we could see going into tonight, and this is when we could see some of those stronger winds, it's these mountain waves, which we do not normally see. This is very rare for us. The last time we saw something like this, it was back in 2011 in Pasadena when we saw 1,200 trees that were down with 80-mile-per-hour winds. What happens, we've got these 100-mile-per-hour gusts. They hit the ridges of the San Gabriel Mountains, and sometimes they break it down, and we see these pockets of these really strong winds, and that's what creates some of this damage. So two big things we're focused on. It's the fire danger, but it's also the damage with these strong gusty winds. So this is important. I've been keeping a very close eye on our future cast, because this helps us through the timing of the winds when we see the strongest winds. So midnight, you can see it is still widespread. We are not getting a break tonight, and that's what we're hoping for, is a break. Now, once we go into early tomorrow morning, this is around 3 o'clock in the morning. Those purples, that's what I have my eyes on, and you can see those stronger winds. The 210 corridor, that's been a big concern since last night, really stretching from San Fernando. You see that over in La
Skywarn
Crescenta,
spotter Clint.
Pasadena, Altadena, seeing gusts between 40 to 50 miles per hour. And then you can see over towards Monrovia, Glendora, right there towards Rancho Cucamonga into San Bernardino. And then I also don't want to leave out inland Orange County. Look at what happens once we get to the morning time. You're seeing some purples in there as well. Foothill Ranch.
Yeah, Branch 1, I've got an additional Task Force 1474. If you have need for them and a location where you'd like them sent.
All right, we got another feed coming up shortly. We'll switch over here.
A lot of resources around here.
Malibu seems like it's rocking and rolling in Malibu. I've been looking and monitoring on Twitter what's going on in Malibu.
I know you're thinking at home, when are we going to be done with these winds? It's still breezy, late morning, and we've even got some of those winds picking up a little bit more through the LA Basin into Orange County. And then once we get to Wednesday evening, this is when those winds are not going to be as widespread. It's still going to be gusty going into.
Go ahead for Branch 7.
Yeah, 7, I just heard your last transmission. I took a little drive up here off of Corona Del Mar and a street called standby. Ocampo Drive and the intersection of Alma Real Drive. It's an area called Huntington Palisades, and it's got a couple structures going. Don't have a lot of resources here, so if you have some availability, I sure would like to start spacing them out down here.
So is that, are you talking in branch 7 or is that 5?
Whoever's up in the Palisades, kind of by the 69s area, I understand you might have available resources.
Okay. So branch 7 is extreme west, LA County through Topanga. There you go.
Roger.
Yeah, branch 1. I'm just getting to there.
Up behind branch 7 from operation. I'm hardly route standing there now, branch 1.
Up off of Sunset until we let this fire front go through. I'm trying to get a good look at it, and I'll get back to you in a minute.
On down through.
Drive and Alma Real Drive, just along that crest there, is going to be a real problem. My concern is I don't have a lot of resources, so if you have anything to spare, let's try to get some down here.
From engine 6-8, final left. ES-40 to the west from the Holiday Hospital. They've already indicated that they're going to clear evacuations as far as the 5 and the 14 break. The resident at Whitney has been notified. I'm going to make notifications also to the other 2 residents at East and South as well. Your copy, most of your traffic is a little bit up. Yeah, but I did hear you got a contact with the resident at Whitney, and I believe they're saying you're going to do the same dimension.
Man, this is crazy. Like, I mean, people in this shock.
Hey, Fillmore, I see TAC 13 from branch 1. Do you have a VTAC for branch 1? This is Chief Everett. If you could send them up to the Corona Del Mar area, I can use resources up here. I don't have any. And we're going to have that firefront passer here pretty soon.
Copy that. We'll send Task Force 1474 to your location, Corona Del Mar.
Yeah, right. Send them out of the ICP and just turn left on Chautauqua. I mean, it should be like your first left, and you'll be up in that neighborhood I'm talking about.
Copy that.
Chief Everett from branch 1. I'm going to head your way. I'm coming from 69, heading east towards Chautauqua.
Okay, I'll go out to Chautauqua and I'll meet you there. Just come down Chautauqua and you'll run into me.
That whole area there, that's where I have all of, that's where Foxtrot is concentrating most of their efforts. I got several resources up in there.
Okay. It's going to continue to be a problem. I got a strike team coming up here right now, then I'll talk to you and see if we can line them out.
Branch 1 from Task Force 1045 on command. 1045, go. Yeah, we just drove the whole Mandeville Canyon area. We were unable to see any fire at all in this area. Do you have a reassignment for us? Yeah, what was your designator again? 40. Why don't you go ahead and make your way back this way? We'll put you to work. We got work in the off of Sunset between Fire Station 69 and Chautauqua. Roger that. We'll be there in about 10 minutes.
Blue from 717 on command.
Hey, Operations Division, Sierra on command. Sierra, go for ops. Yeah, can I have the Edison rep respond to Duke's parking lot time with me? I got power lines across all PCH blocking resources. Copy that, Edison rep to Duke's parking lot for wires down.
Operations Division Foxtrot.
Foxtrot, go for operations.
Division Foxtrot, I need a paramedic rescue up to Chicoya and Sunset Boulevard. I've got a patient with Life Force 21, resident that was inside of the structure. He's going to be a green. Patients are working on getting him out to there to meet with the RA.
Copy that. Can you give me the, do you have an actual address we can send him to?
He's at 724 Chicoya. Life Force 21's working to get him out to Chiquita and Sunset. And again, he's a green minor.
Copy that. Is it that Chautauqua and Sunset they're going to get him to?
Yes, from Chautauqua and Sunset.
Copy, Chautauqua and Sunset.
Yeah, hey Joe, can you come up on V-Fire 25? Chief Everett?
Yeah, stand by.
Me too.
And 7 from Operations on command.
Operations from Branch 7, go ahead.
Yeah, Branch 7, can I get a name? Your name?
Last name Smith, first name Drew, D-R-E-W. Last name Velasquez, first name Mike.
I see you.
This is Branch 7 from Clemo here in Planning Ops. Is it possible for you to change Sierra to Papa in preparation for a switch that we're going to do tomorrow at 7? Are you in that position now, or do you want to just keep him Sierra? Let's keep them Sierra, then we'll breeze to it on the retooling tomorrow at the ops briefing tomorrow, sir. Copy, planning ops, copy. Planning ops, we also have Division Union established, which is last name Kazal, K-A-Z-A-H-L. First name Mo, M-O. Copy that for Union. Anything else in Branch 7 for tomorrow morning? We also have a Division Victor, staff, no overhead. Copy. I'm also going to give you a couple other divisions in Branch 7 for growth for tomorrow. They'll unstaff 204s. Branch 7 copies. Thank you, sir.
Local storm report from Flagstaff Airport in Coconino County, Arizona. Snow magnitude measured 0.1 inches. Reported by official NWSOBS.
You're going to be getting rescue 19 to Chautauqua and Sunset for your patient.
Division Foxtrot, can you repeat that rescue?
Yeah, you're going to be getting rescue 19 to Chautauqua and Sunset for your patient.
19. Alpha from Zulu. On command. Alpha from Zulu on command. Unable to raise you on 22. I need you to reposition. We're going to abandon all those homes in there where we have no water supply. We lost the anchor. I need you to go up to Chastain Parkway and start assisting with trying to get ahead of this as we're getting additional spotting in the neighborhood that'll take it all the way to the Palisades.
Copy that. Reposition to Chastain Parkway. Do we have a cross street?
County Desert 2. Brittany.
Chastain to Brittany, 1075 Alpha relocating.
And you do have, currently we have a water supply up there.
2. Copy.
You have an assignment for us? Yeah, you'll be good.
Branch 7, Malibu Fire Safety, on command.
For Sheldon, confirm. I've got Ramsey checking on that northern fire. Fire right now is near the Ellesmere area, and so it's 210 in the Saddle Street area. Copy that. We got an IWI within our area I'm going to take care of with those 2 firefighters. But we gained one resource off of the project outside the property, and Nelson is going to make his way up north as well to assess that plus see if there's any need. Additionally, was in contact with Doug. We do have that single resource, Christensen, on water tender. He's on standby. He hasn't been reported yet. I'll let Ken make that call. Task Force 1474 on command. Wallace, 379 on 3. On Task Force 1474 on command.
Who's trying to get a hold of Branch 1?
Task Force 1474, just confirming you're working on
TAC V-Fire 25. Correct, TAC 25. Copy, V-Fire 25, we're heading your way from the command post. 1074, copy. Try. This is Patrol 384 on MRA 3. On MRA 3. For operations. Branch 1 on command. For branch 1, it wasn't clear. Operations from Zulu. Yeah, Zulu, go ahead. We've lost our anchor at the heel of the fire. I'm having to shift all my resources to the far edge, the far right edge. I would talk to evac and make sure that they're pulling the trigger on that Ciela. With the wind shifting the way it is, Ciela could be impacted. Ciela was the home with all the facility with all the people we needed to transport. Copy that. Wind shift towards Ciela. You've lost your anchor. I'll tie in with evac. Mike from operations, copy. You've got a VNC engine that is down. You need LAPD, your location, address 19036 PCH. Operations on command. Evac from operations on command. Branch 7, planning off.
I want one.
Branch 7 from planning ops on command. Head for Branch 7. Yeah, Branch 7, if you've got an opportunity, if you could text me or call me for your resources in Union and Sierra.
Okay, copy that. I'll send that to you here shortly. I'm reorganizing that, if you will, so give me a few and I'll send it to you.
Copy that.
I see LA. It's Branch, LA.
LA, are you calling for Palisades IC?
A tree fire at 16751 via Pacifica.
IC copy. Operations from Juliet. Juliet, go for operations.
79, 380 on MRA 3.
LA Metro, this is LA County. LA Metro to County on V-Fire 21.
Battalion 582 in Chancellor. On the first incident, we have Battalion 6 and Battalion 533. Patrol 380 on MRA 3.
LA Metro, LA County, MV Fire 21. LA City, we have a call for you in Reseda. 17733 Valcar Street. Unresponsive male, mid 30s. One 7733 Valcar, Bravo Alpha Lima, Tango Alpha Romeo Street. Affirmative. Battalion 533, LA shows you back in service as Battalion 11A Alpha. How copy? En route. Force 1054 from operations on command. From operations on command. One go. Brand 1 trying to get this 1054 off of Mandeville. Just get an update from them if you could reach out to them.